I'm Politico's Mike Allen. Welcome to Turn the Table. This week's topic, WikiLeaks, with Chris Wallace, David Gregory, Candy Crowley, and, making her debut, Christiane Amanpour. Now, Washington this week was consumed with the WikiLeaks leak. I wonder what the most important thing you think we've learned from that massive posting.
It didn't break a huge amount of news, but I think what it's done is raised a lot of questions. And certainly talking to officials here, beyond the news value of what was released, what does it mean on the ground? And I think many people, including just recently the president of Afghanistan, have expressed what are real concerns, and that is, how does this affect those people, ordinary people, tribes people, people who are on the ground in places like Afghanistan and before that in Iraq, who are putting their lives on the line to help the United States and the NATO allies to try to do something in their countries. And the truth of the matter is that progress won't come to Iraq or to Afghanistan, and right now Afghanistan, without the people being on side and without the people being ready to challenge and stand up to the Taliban.
Well, I have to say, Mike, I think the most important thing we've learned is not some revelation about the war. I mean, there were some things that may have been new. I think the most troubling thing is that after all of this time, from when you and I first covered the Washington end of this war during the Bush administration, that the Taliban has gotten stronger and not weaker. And as long as that's the case, the whole strategy is undermined, because the strategy is about putting enough pressure on the Taliban, bloodying their nose to the extent that they turn their backs on al-Qaeda. Because if al-Qaeda is still operating in and around Afghanistan, the tribal area of Pakistan, then we have not achieved our goals. And so I think it underscores why they've gotten stronger, that they have gotten stronger, and this is potentially a fatal flaw in the strategy.
Chris, how would you rate the press coverage of this?
Well, I think it was pretty responsible, particularly I'm talking about the New York Times, because they were the one who got the original document dump of 90,000 documents. I have to say, though, that I'm very distressed by what WikiLeaks did, and particularly about their complete lack of concern and lack of care and caution when it came to possibly endangering the lives of people on the ground. It has been redacted in all the documents that we've seen from that were published in the New York Times, but apparently on the WikiLeaks website, they have documents there that either name or give clear identification for some of the Afghans that have been helping us on the ground in Afghanistan, and that they would be very easy to identify and therefore very easy for the Taliban, and you know they've got computers and they can access these to find out who has been helping the U.S. and you know, obviously great risk to them and to their families. I think that is the height of irresponsibility.
Listen, if you're talking outside WikiLeaks, once it's out there, it's out there. And there's not much you can do about it. Now, if and we know that the administration went to some people and said, don't print this, but in the end, it's kind of hard to argue that you shouldn't put out something that's already there for people to see. I think the press did, the U.S. press, did what is the natural thing to do, which is, here's some news, it's out there, we report it.
Thank you for tuning in. And we have the full versions of the interviews with each host online now, politico.com/turnthetable.